will be cool how they try to make this one work.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's get ourselves into the action as we get game one kicked off between T1 and... Joe Cam, they're going to be able to get the two of them. 2 kills straight off the bat for New Esports to begin this game with.
Okay, well that's I mean that's a solid start. Not only does your bottom lane, which is extremely aggressive dual lane between the Sky and that Beastmaster, get a first blood for a literal buckler right at the start of the game. Now your mid player also gets a first blood. Well, a gold bounty at least from a kill right away too. So, all right, I mean, fantastic start for them. And now Spectre, I feel like you might want to. You might be a little difficult where you want to choose what lane you want to go in, because now, like I said, they have a buckler, and now it's Skywrath and Beast. They're gonna look to punish you.
Yeah, that's not a fun lane for anyone to farm into for sure. The amount of spam and harassment that's going to come out from Yamate and Candy. It's a huge amount already. Yamate looking to get some hits in before Yokam's even able to get towards the lane.
Yeah. And we see also, taking a quick glance at the top, they have a Bane PA lane. PA can sometimes be a little bit weak. You can get bullied quite a bit, but Bane, king of supports. One of the best, if not the best, 5 position at securing lane. And he's versus 2 melees, so top should be pretty good as well for New Esports.
Oh, I'm going to see T1 try and going on to Moz's Bane. Forev looking for the block off, bringing him low, but Forev's getting very low himself here. He'll go with the swashbuckle onto Mozin, but it's not enough damage. Didn't quite have enough punch between the two of them to bring down the Bane. As Mozin's fine, he's still got 3 tangos. And obviously that brain sap to rely on.
He did step up a bit too far. Like, he stood inside of the creep wave, which is very concerning. He's got to be a little more careful with his positioning, because they still do a lot of damage, right? Like, it is Pango and Tusk. These two, they can't dish out a lot, but you have to just, use that rage advantage. So Mozin should be fine to sustain it afterwards, as he's got those tangos.
We see down bottom, T1 just having to eat through the regen. As Yamate, what's he got in terms of mana regen? He hasn't got anything out on him at the moment. No Mangoes, no Clarities, or a Sage's Mask. So
having the buckler at the start is crazy. Because Skywrath is one of those few heroes that you have zero armor, and now he has that buckler at all times. So the harassment actually just, he can trade hits with the Grimstroke, unlike usual, when it might be difficult. But Candy,
they're going to go in. They're going to get the slow onto the Beastmaster. Miracle on top of him with the Ink Swell. Candy Loon still has the Fairy Fire, so he'll be able to pop it. Miracle won't be able to chase him. At the same time, Yamate, he just punched it down onto Yokam. So it looked like they were going to have a chance of getting the Candy's Beastmaster, but with the Fairy Fire and the movement speed, he was able to keep his distance and allow Yamate to kill off the Grimstroke. Yeah,
and maybe if he didn't have that buckler right at the start, right, they might have had a little bit more damage on him. You know, all those things do add up quite quickly. I haven't really looked at mid much, but looks like it's probably just going to be a trade of farm. I'm unsure how Tiny is in the mid lane now, but he just always used to be pretty good versus melee heroes anyway. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like Tiny should still come out on top, right?
Yeah, I guess a slightly on top. Maybe he should just pose kill threat. Honestly, I haven't seen this matchup, so.
Yeah, we'll see how Dream does do against TDZ. I mean, TDZ at the moment having that slight edge. Obviously, that puts much faster attack time, able to get in and get those CSs.
They're even at network, though. So.
See if they can do it this time. They didn't quite have the setup there for the Ink Swell. Yokam not quite far forward enough to go for it. And it's a little hesitant with Yamate being around. We saw what happened last time when they tried to go aggressive. So they can finish off the Bane this time. He's trying to hide, but Forev's got him. Lance turns with the dagger to slow him down. Pulse is going to have the charge back up in a second, but doesn't want to dive underneath the tower by the looks of it. Forev very low, no mana, no HP, just the 6-stick charges to play with.
Impressed how well they're doing up top, to be honest. I thought that they would be suffering quite a bit more. Forev actually has pretty good last hits too, 12, and they get those kills, so they're doing a bit better than I'd anticipated up there.
I'm just going to look to start going for some creep cutting, and Polisson, he's going to find this. Oh, unless the creeps block him. Oh, he couldn't quite make it around the creeps. They come in to save it. Same time down bottom, another kill onto the Grimstroke. They continue to rule this lane. They're looking to body block Miracle as well. Make sure that Candy can get a few more right clicks in. And that'll do that. Yeah, Yamate setting up a lot of glorious action for New Esports on the bottom lane. 3-0-1 on the Skywrath down here, destroying T1 safely.
Was a little worried down there, right? Like, especially after they get that first blood. Beastmaster, Skywrath, this is a scary and potent duo. And you're playing versus Grimstroke Spectre. Spectre, very weak. Grimstroke, sure, you're good if you have aggressive partner with you, but Spectre isn't the most aggressive. He has to, you know, he has to just try to sustain. That's his job is really just a late game carry. He's not that early game lane guy, and he's also going for that Necro book, so he doesn't have any like good stats in the lane. He's got this double Sages to start. No Ring of Tarisk. I actually was listening to what the panel was talking about. I thought he would go for that a bit sooner because the harassment that comes up in this lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've seen Miracle do on many other of his other carries. The other day on his
he did on TV.
Terrorblade, yeah, he gets the ring, so he is a fan of it, but just obviously favouring, I guess, the quicker Necro book timing and the speed that the farm, speed of farm that you're going to be able to achieve with that. But obviously you do have to get there, and he's going to have struggles in that regards with the way that New Esports are able to rule this bottom lane right now with the harass they're putting onto him.
Top, 4F, they're committing.
He's trying to finish off Mozzin with the Nightmare. Let's hold back to him, and they turn over towards PA, but PA's still full HP. Lance is good to go. He's going to have a dagger and a jump ready to close the gap onto Forrest. Swashbuckle back up in a second, but he's not going to get the chance to use it. Lance finishes him off. In Your Dreams coming with a rotation. Looking over towards the PA. Lance, he's still got the one charge and a blink strike available in a second. Jumps over underneath the tower. In Your Dreams not going to be able to finish off any of these kills as New Esports keep themselves safe and alive.
Ooh, that's a painful rotation too. Level 5 still. He's actually... I mean, he's owning the mid lane. 33-12 to 21-4. Okay. I mean, and he's like level 6 already now too. So they can actually look up to set of their a gank of their own now.
Yeah, look, Yamate coming over to join forces with DDZ around the mid.
Let's see the ruin. Ooh, and it's DD top. If they got that DD, that they could have gone.
Oh
for
yeah,
a kill
that was on
Tiny.
the Void Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
RNG definitely in T1's favor there.
But all lanes, I mean, they're doing super well.
Yep, CS for all three cores. It's rising above that of T1's. No doubt about it. 1K lead overall, 6-1 for New Esports. And we move on to Miracle. Stroke of Fate, just going to miss. Just catch the ball though. Okam was trying to take that away. Make sure the Miracle wasn't going to be consistently slowed by that aggression from Candy and his army.
Ooh, nice 2 D wards by Joe coming down bottom too. He gets the initial that was put in the lane to be able to play aggressively onto that Spectre, and now they get the one on the side. I like how they did that actually, the dagger into the nuke just to kill the boar. So it's just like, oh yeah, we're not hitting you with it, but no, you're not going to actually go as aggressive on Spectre for the next few moments.
And we're seeing on the top lane that they do keep trying to get aggressive onto the PA, but it's kind of hard with these two heroes because of that Phantom Strike. Anytime they trap him in the shards, he is very easily able to escape.
Yeah.
So allowing Lance to stay safe. Bottom. Yokam getting low once more. The silence as well onto Miracle. With the 3 of them, they'll chase him down. TP's coming from Policy. He's trying to help out. Will allow them to bring down Yamate, but Miracle will fall. Double kill for DDZ. The Dream has now turned up, so Candy and DDZ have to be a little careful. They do still have 1 charges and a bold charge. Candy trying to get out of here as the remnants drop down from DDZ, covering Candy's escape. So again, New Esports just having the better time with these movements. DDZ, 3 kills, whereas In Your Dream still yet to be involved in any sort of action with these movements.
Yeah, they're having a perfect start actually. The Bane top, sure. We saw Mosin, he had that one slip up where he does die, but he's doing his job perfectly. He's level 3. This is the, I call this the puppy. He's level 3, PA level 7. Doing a fantastic job of securing his PA, that farm up there. And this is what their draft does. Like, they can match. They don't have to rush in this game at all. It's not like they're like, oh my god, we're versus a Spectre lineup. They got PA, so they have insurance even if the early game wasn't going this well, and it's going spectacular. 2K lead already. And
I like the sort of timings are going to work quite nicely, right, for this PA against the Spectre. If Lance does get a good timing on the Battle Fury, then for most parts of the game, the PA is going to match up quite nicely, right?
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be able to, you're going to have such a better farm rate, right? You're always going to, even versus that Necro book, you're going to kill the Necro book if you ever do find it quite easily. And yeah, I mean, he's got the Beastmaster aura always to ramp him up too, which is going to be just
that's true.
Lovely.
The more attacks, the more crits that can potentially come out from Lance. Down bottom. He's going to see this fight around the outpost. They get the silence onto Yamate and into the Ink Swirl. Yamate, very little he can do. Even Forev joining in case there was going to be more follow-up from New Esports. DDZ is around the area. got the urn picked up, ready to try and play with. Try and find a way to get himself that first charge. The first couple of charges.
I like how active these mid players are. Like, right, I feel like I see sometimes like some teams they're just like, oh, I'm gonna hit some jungle creeps. You know, I got a ruin. I'll just save my TP. Dude, DDZ is like playing inside the river half of the game. Just like, okay, come on, is there another action happening? Like, he's ready to go to respond to any of the movements. Now he is gonna stay mid. They want him. Look at.
I mean, there's 4 heroes. There's 3-man smoke here backing up in your dream. They want DDZ dead. And it's not easy. You know, he gets the chance to press his Dissimilate or Astor Step, and it's hard for these 4 to chase.
They've got the 1 point in Phantom's Embrace, which is pretty important if they do get an initial stun.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way. Really avalanche into that silence, but still that's hard. And you can see with DDZ's positioning, he's pretty aware of this. He's just staying on the correct side of the tower. They can't get to him. T1, they sort of turn back towards bottom, but even there, it's kind of hard to go on as Candy and Yamate stay close to the tower. New Esports just doing a good job of not being caught out by this movement.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty aware of that whole entire situation. Like, nobody's laning bottom. Nobody's showing top. Like, something's up, you know? So you got to just play back a little bit there. They do exactly that. And they've got the Dominator finished already on Candy. I see that Miracle does have his book finished, so he's just going to play jungle for a while. So let's see how New Esports decides to press the issue forward here, because I do believe that they want to set up for this bottom tower pretty soon. They have a catapult wave right now, and they're going to see a lot of T1 already make the rotation.
That combo ready to go with the 6 on Sky. It'll roar into Mystic Flare. T1. See if they can catch Candy. Candy's just running in. He's just going to straight up roar him, drop down the Mystic Flare, and he's gone. That'll work. 3 heroes around on T1, but nothing they could do to stop that play from happening. In your dream, trying to chase. He's just getting beat down by the balls.
Oh
balls
my
are just ripping him apart. He just runs into
his own
death. He's dead as well.
Oh
they clean up on the bottom lane. Oh, it's like a bit of a mess from T1 today. They looked pretty hot yesterday, but so far this first 11 minutes, New Esports are destroying them.
They tried to be cute. They tried to, like, you know, they were showing the Pango. They had already shown all 3 heroes down there, though, so I feel like New Esports were completely aware of this counter gank being set up, but they had the Pango in the front line. If they have the Tiny in the front line there, he can survive the burst from that Roar plus that Skyref combo and would allow Forev to be the one to follow up. So I feel like he should have been the one that was actually hiding himself a little more.
See up top, they're trying to go for the fast plays onto the PA once they know that they're bottom. Morn over from Miracle. The whole gang really here, the 3 of them. The 4 of them, in fact, well, the 5 of them. Everybody came up top and gets the job done. You know, Lance is dead. They do get the kill, but they do, of course, leave that space for their bottom tower to be taken by the Beastmaster. So a kill is found, but it's an expensive commitment. The whole team, they've got to find something more from this, and they will look for the tower.
Oh, man. Can't believe they actually just got rolled over by 2 heroes there, right? Just the 2 versus 3. And they weren't even close to dying either. They were perfectly fine in their positioning. But yeah, moving 5 heroes top. Now they have to press the issue forward to really commit for the tower. Because we look at the their draft, and they don't take objectives very quickly. So they have to really make sure they have all their heroes on top of that tower.
And the top tower is still pretty much full HP. I mean, I know that PA is dead for 18. Would New Esports come up here and try and hold? They know there's no Rolling Thunder, or is it still a little too risky to try and TP back and defend your tower when you know the whole team of T1's pushing it?
I guess it's going to be up to... It'll probably be DDZ, the one to make that call. I don't think that they probably want to fight up there without Roar. If they can delay it long enough for Roar to be back up, then maybe they can go to React, but just a little bit of a weird one. Like, I feel like they can gain more out of the map than actually going and reacting to 5 heroes, because right now they have the whole map open to themselves. They know that 5 heroes are top, so they probably want to just maximize instead. Let's see, though.
Let's see what the call is to be made.
Miracle is just going to back up in jungle. And speaking of Miracle, actually, we mentioned the Necro Book, but he also got the Iron Talon. I think these 2 items together are so good for Spectre, because the Ancients die so quickly with these 2.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't really get anything better early on as a spec if you just want to hit the creeps.
I think he got a jelly too, and he ate the jelly. Yeah, he ate the jelly as well too. So it's just pretty ideal for him.
Yeah, the dream setup in terms of neutrals.
Yep. And we see New. I like this move by them. I like that they know defending top. Sure, they might be able to take the fight out there, but they can gain so much more out of the map. They can set themselves up for the next few moments instead of reacting to that. And we see them doing exactly that. Yamata, Invis, they already have a Hawk set up. They're looking to be setting up perhaps a few more wards and position themselves for another tower. And also bottom, Beastmaster can pressure that one as well as they look to take mid. So. Oh, Yamata, he's found Miracle.
If they gets a couple of heroes coming over, maybe if DDZ wants to try Miracle, he's charging towards the mid. And Yamate's actually going to look for maybe even find the couriers here. He's just going to get vision of the Grim one, so he just stays deep. The rest of T1 have moved over towards the mid lane with this smoke. Maybe trying to look towards DDZ, but again, DDZ just playing very slippery this game. You can never really get to this Void Spirit.
We're going to have to watch Peloson's positioning a lot in these fights, because one of the biggest things that they do have going for them is the snowball. There's a snowball versus not only the Beastmaster, but Bane. These two single target abilities that you can snowball save really easily. So definitely watching for him to see what he can change the tides of in a fight.
Losing their tower mid. So if T1 are able to do anything about this, the tower goes down. Your Dream steps forward. DDZ lays down a Remnant. Candy has got that Roar, but he knows, as you say, with the Tusk around, doesn't want to just blow it.
Yep. And they're okay with that. They got the tower, so diving past it isn't really the biggest benefit for them when their PA is free farming bottom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Lance certainly is. He's just coming up to being only one component away from the full Battle Fury. So on track to sort of seeing that 15-minute Battle Fury timing at least.
And he'll probably be level 12. I mean, he'll definitely be level 12 as he gets it too, so that's just going to increase his farm rate that much more. So yeah, great movement so far by New Esports. They're all now backing up and getting their farm. They got the two main objectives that they wanted to in this game, that middle and bottom tower, so they can make moves. And they've got good wards up too. Let's see, T1, they want to try to make moves. Oh, toss forward under the tower though.
It's a deep one. Straight in onto Yamate, but Yamate, he will go down, but it cost the Tusk his life. I mean, it's a trade, no support for support. I don't know if Paulson was happy to do that, you know, or if it was just a case of In Your Dream saying, you're going in, matey. Chucking him forward. It gets the job done. The sky is dead. And you force some ults. You force the roar.
Exactly. You force the rotation, you force the reaction. And In Your Dream is getting closer to his Blink Dagger, which he really needs in this game, so they can actually have a better form of initiation, as they don't have much besides Pango for like counter initiation, really. But New Esports, they're trying to set this pace. They're trying to pick it up a little bit here.
DDZ on the hunt. He gets the grab onto Yokam. He's starting to rack up those charges in that newly finished Spirit Vessel. Pace is very good for him, creating all the space for this PA. At that excellent time. Coming to this lane, I mean, he knew that they were all around here. The Spirit Vessel is tearing him apart. He's getting very, very low. They will be able to help him out, but no! The grab, the Fiend's Grip onto Forev, slows him down a little bit, but Tiny's in to stop it with an avalanche. Mozen stays alive a little longer with the Brain Sap, but he still falls as the three of them take him. Forev caught by the silence. It's a 1-for-1. New Esports still hanging around on this high ground position. T1 have to be a little careful how they come out. Miracle still showing in the lane. They are low on the mana though, New Esports, and they won't be able to bully him any longer.
I think Miracle should be very happy that he's alive. I think he should have just straight up died there. I think they probably they were like, what? He actually finished a TP? Because Yamata didn't blow any of his nukes on him. They didn't get a Brain Sap on him either. He would have died if they had those two combinations on top. So I T1 should be pretty happy the way that actually ended up going for them. As they do defend the tower as well.
They're coming back again though. They've still got this outpost. So Bane's able to TP over. Candy has Roar back online. Extra TPs as well. DDZ's coming in. They'll be able to set up onto Polison with this sleep. Buying time for the TP for DDZ to complete.
It's a long one.
He's still hanging around here. We'll see if DDZ's able to find a catch. In Your Dream, he's been found, but he gets the blink in time. Remnant won't clip onto him. Polison actually turns. He's going to charge back in on the Void Spirit, see if they can blow him up. They've got the silence. The Phantom's Embrace is upon him. The Soulbind as well, binding him in place. They kill off DDZ. Forev rolls over to the side, hits the two of them with the Rolling Thunder. Now the Horn comes into play as T1, they're doing it in this fight. They've taken two. Jump ball from In Your Dream. Combos down another. The kills going the way of Miracle. As T1 are able to hold the fight very nicely this time in their own jungle, beating down on New Esports, who, you know, it was on their call that fight. They came in with these TPs to the outpost looking for action, and T1 gave it to them.
Yeah, great. I mean, perfect place for T1 to fight, right? With Pango in that area, and your Tiny just picked up Blink Dagger before those last two fights, and they have a ward. So that ward spotted the Beastmaster and the Skywrath sitting on the side, waiting for the follow-up. So T1 had so much time to prepare for that one there.
Radiant are
Very nicely
scanning.
done by them.
Now sort of their eyes on the farm game. Both
Yep.
Lance and Miracle level at the moment. We'll see how that goes on with obviously the PA and a Battle Fury, Spectre and her Necro Book. New Esports about to get a bit of a boost though if they get away with this. They've moved into the pit.
T1 knows though. They're making the read because they're like, we used all our ults. It's probably likely that they're gonna go for this one. Pango 4F, he has his at the ready.
Yeah, Yokam just steps
Jokem
forward.
walks in though.
He's gonna start dying and whoa! A crit from the dagger, 691 physical damage takes Yokam out of the game. And New Esports, they're back towards the Roche. There's a man down on T1. See if the rest of them want to try and contest this as 4. There's no horn. You have the blink available with DDZ, trying to stop any sort of entrance from the high ground for Ev. Rolling Thunder coming in, Roshan's low. Mozen, he gets the grip, but it's instantly cancelled again. In Your Dream, in with the Avalanche, onto Mozen. They're focusing down the Roshan. New Esports, they'll get it. Roshan's dead, Aegis is theirs. Dagger over on Tiny to grab as well for the Ether Remnant. In Your Dream goes down, 2 dead on T1. Miracle also silenced and bound as Lance not only getting the kill, the Aegis, but double kill on top of it all as he exits the pit, instantly finds some glory, and that's pretty much giving him the money to get this Deso done on top of the Battle Fury in any minute.
Oh, that's... I mean, they probably feel like they need to contest that Roche, but it's such a difficult one. Like, the Pango has ult, but we see there's 2 BKB piercing disables on the side of New Esports. They know how to be able to handle 4F, and he was their only team fight available. They'd already lost their Grimstroke, so they don't have any of that extra spam that comes out from Stroke of Fate, or they don't have that combo maybe that can come out. That was a pretty aggressive play there by T1, and I mean, New Esports just was like, okay, you just kind of handed not only a Roche to us, but a humongous fight as well. As now they're up to 8k gold lead and what, 6,000 or 7,000 XP, and like you said, so, and a Battle Fury now done. A full item advantage on the Spectre.
And Yamate's having a good time too. He's got his Rod of Atos complete, so an extra bit of root control that the T1 have to bear in mind when they're trying to take these fights. T1 are instantly going to move out again with the smoke. They have all the ults, they've got the Haunt. See what sort of jump in they can find. It's all ready for Ev. Going very early with the Rolling Thunder. He
Very
saw
early.
the unit, so he assumed there'd be more around, but it wasn't to be the case. It was just the boars. He's not going to find any heroes as New Esports, they're elsewhere. Yamate's farming in the mid, DDZ's playing bottom. Lance has just taken a tier 2 tower pretty much on his own, as they just continue to be that much more efficient with their map movements, New Esports. As T1, we're seeing time and time again these 5-man movements, well, 4-man movements really, obviously letting the Miracle Spectre farm. But as it comes to looking for these ganks, they've just struggled to find success with them most of the time, T1.
Yeah, and the thing is that their lineup, when you're running a tiny mid, I don't know what else you're supposed to really do. This hero doesn't farm it the way that he used to or anything, and especially in the style that SCA likes to play it. I believe I saw some go for like the Dagon Ethereal Blade type of build. They're just really about this shotgun, so he's really all about his playmaking. If he stops finding kills like he has been for the last few moments, he starts to fall so far behind, save for the Pango.
And top. Another grab to be found by New. They get Polison out on his own. They just continue to push their lead further and further ahead. 9k advantage for New Esports, just 21 minutes in. Lance can go for this BKB after the Deso, and once he has that, they've got very little ways of taking down that PA.
Yeah, I mean, he's already pretty beast. He got the Aquila as well as his tread. He's at 1600, so he's pretty hard to burst down anyway. He always seems to have backup too, as we do see Candy. The Beastmasters, as they always do, you go for your auras, you go for just amplify your carry as much as possible. We also haven't talked about Yamate a whole lot this one. I mean, we did in the beginning, but he has Atos and a Nether Shot. And level 12. This Skywrath could actually kill... He could kill the Pango pretty easily inside of the fights, just himself.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no sort of... I mean, as you say, the one save that they've got to bear in mind is that snowball. There's only so much that Polison can snowball people away from.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, he does die incredibly quickly himself if he tries to step forward to help his teammates.
New Esports on the aggressive here. They still have, what, a minute and 20 seconds about on this Aegis, so trying to press this advantage, try to pick a fight.
A Looking good, DDZ. Underneath the tower, he's ready to start the fight. Dream has tried to jump in onto Yamate and Candy, but Candy's in with the Roar. Miracle comes in with the Haunt, though. He's found Yamate. He's going to stay on top of the Beastmaster. The Soulbind as well, linking the two of them. Forever rolling around, but Mozu comes in with the control of the Feed Script, grabbing the ball, holding him in place. It's the 3-for-3 right now. Buybacks coming into play as Forever looks to re-enter the action. Lance trying to finish off Miracle, jumps over towards In Your Dream. Can he find the crit? Yes, he can. It's a triple kill for the PA. And you've got to remember, Lance, he's still got an Aegis to fight with also. He's over
stealing up.
It's another one. It's an ultra kill. The snowball comes out.
He wants the rampage.
Once. He does
Give
indeed.
it to him.
He's got to keep that eye on Pollison. Jump forward, get the dagger, and there it is. Rampage for Lance at just the 23-minute mark. As T1, they came in with the triple buybacks, but they just could not stop this PA. Lance, 10-1-4, level 18, casually picks up a Reaver on his way out.
I love that.
He's pretty much got a Satanic.
I love that switch. I love when I see players do that because you see that the way the pace is going, where you're not just following some cookie cutter build. Sure, Satanic is a cookie cutter build, but if he wanted to be really safe, he goes for BKB, but he just got a rampage. Like, he knows, now I have a huge item advantage over them on top of my lifesteal that I already have. Yeah, huge moments there for me. But the Tiny, In Your Dream, he actually got beautiful double combos there, but we just see that disparity, that PA, how much stronger she really can be.
Yeah, they just can't deal with it. I mean, Lance now level 19 off the back of that fight.
Jeez.
And also being sent over the lovely Alpha Wolf. So being helped out there by his Beastmaster, giving him that extra aura to play with, that extra damage, extra crit. As T1 has to be so careful right now. They've got to find Lance in some sort of situation where he's alone, because any time that he's there with the rest of his team, Lance is just going to clean up every single fight right now.
Yeah, he's got the Satanic done.
24 minutes.
Oof. That's insane item timings actually. For 24. That's pretty nuts. T1 kind of trapped in their base now. No haunt available for 15. Tough to get outside the base. You're playing versus Beastmaster. You know, your map is always going to be limited in that sense. They're smoking up. How long on haunt? 5 seconds.
They're going to try. Let's see if they can get the jump on him. Lance, he's going to throw the dagger out. Shows position. Candy's in with the Roar onto In Your Dream. Feedstrip on the side as well. Grabbing Forever. DDC jumps into the back as well. Pulling back Yokam with the Remnant. And now they're trying to jump in and clean up. They've already found the 3 of them. Lance just staying full HP. Critting them all. Miracle tries to run. There's the 4 of them still alive on Esports. So this is going to be a team-wide. Miracle's found in the trees. They take him down as well. And this game, I mean, the T1 have been well and truly PA'd.
Yep. That was fantastic positioning by the Bane there, too. He read the move coming out from there by the smoke. Lance actually Battle Fury cleave crit and killed poor Forev as he starts the Rolling Thunder. But yeah, we see their overwhelming team fight, just that net worth really making that difference. In Your Dream, the Tiny, that's your mid player that just has no contribution in the team fight because he dies instantly.
Good jump. 1,300 crits coming out from Lance. Yokam doesn't stand a chance, and yeah, I think as you say, we're just sort of seeing why a lot of teams around the world do stray away from the core Tiny pick. It's a very volatile pick, right? You just fall over flat on your face if you're not able to make those first few rotations work, and that was something that we saw T1 really struggle with this game. They were moving the Tiny round, and In Your Dream just goes top, doesn't find anything, a lot of time spent, goes down bottom, ends up 3 members of his team going down.
Yeah, and like I said, I haven't seen the Void Spirit Tiny matchup, but DDZ did fantastic. He was, what, 33-12 or 34-12 to the 21-4 of the Tiny. So that's what, he was level 6, and In Your Dream tried to make moves around the map, and they just reacted.
Come out. Trying to come out with the Horde. Miracle. The dagger over. In Your Dream is it with a nice 3-man avalanche into the Rolling Thunder. In fact, that's going to work out perfectly. They've killed off Candy. They're going to find Monster, but Lance, he's the big deal. They've got to try and kill this PA. Can they do it? He's already used his active with the Satanic, but he may not even need the active with the passives enough. If he gets the crits, can he find them? No, he can't. They've brought down the PA. The cleanup crew is coming in from New Esports, though. Yamate starting to spam out Miracle. Mystic Flare as well, blocking him off. DDZ sends him up with the Yules. T1 may have been able to punch back a little bit. Yamate also going down. Miracle. I'm sure, is he going to be able to do this? He's going to get DDZ. Oh, he got him. I mean, he got him. That's 9 dead. 9 dead. Only Mozzard. Well, actually, it was 10. Mozzard's only just respawned. Everybody dies in that team fight.
Everybody dies. I mean, this is, you know, this was. I love it because these are the type of, like, you know, SEA games. When you see this, you're like, yeah, this SEA comes right there. Everybody died.
There's no backing out. There's no hang on. We could save some people. It's let's fight to the death. And everybody died.
Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful jump. Well, it was a 3-man avalanche toss with the ink swell perfectly timed afterwards to catch everybody and a rolling thunder on top. And then you see Lance actually held his ground for a lot of it still. But a great fight from T1, but not nearly enough. They needed to win that one and just have, like, they needed to survive on everybody for that. And they now have to still deal with their lanes being pushed in. They are looking to get aggressive immediately, though, on top.
Maybe they can find Candy, but Candy's playing safe.
He's aware.
Already out of there. Yeah, still this looming 20k gold lead that Esports do have. An orb of destruction for the
orb
PA.
of destruction, and he has the 20 talent as well. Oh, how much minus armor? 5, 12, 15. Oof.
And yeah, into Roche they go. Oh, Hollison. All right, they've just found the 2 supports. Hanging around the pit, both Yokam and Polisson taken out. Yokam will buy back, but no Polisson for this. We'll see if T1 can get into the pit and do something about it. Obviously having the Rolling Thunder good to go for him. Good try for the Rolling, but DDZ already trying to push him away. And they've obviously got the speed of doing it. Lance with this newfound stacking armor corruption just tears apart Roche, and Aegis and Cheese will be his.
Minus 23 armor when they throw Solar Crest on somebody.
Look at some of the armor values of T1. I mean, they're pretty much entirely going into the negative. Only the Spectre that's going to have a bit to play with. Yeah,
everybody else goes actually negative. I guess Tiny's like pretty much even. Yeah, he goes negative even too. Yeah, 20. I mean, that's an insane amount of negative armor. They're all going to look for paper inside the next 2 fights, and they have to go through now. Not only that's Titanic, but also that Aegis, like we've said, and a Cheese also on Beastmaster. And they pick up a lot of different items as well. We see the Ags also was picked up not too long ago by DDZ. That's going to make the fights a lot more difficult, as they already seem pretty impossible anyway.
Here we go. New Esports, no reasons to not try and push the high ground right now with the lead they have. What could T1 do to slow us down? Farev, he stepped forward, but he got always swashbuckled straight into the Remnant. Oh no, Farev's gone. The roll onto Miracle. Miracle has got buyback available. He's going to need to use it if they want to have one more shot of this. One in your dream, turning for the combo, trying to burst down DDZ. They come in with the ink swell again, catching the 3 of them, sets for them to kill DDZ. Lance throws dagger out to in your dream, getting back to base with the Ghost Scepter will live. Hollison turns with the punch up. They are fighting back here, T1, holding, pushing them back. Snowball across. Miracle getting low. His silence will go down. There's a guy back on the Spectre. The Inner Dream again. The Ink Swell, he's able to walk in, stun the 3 of them. Lance, he's still full HP though and ready to clean up. 3 dead on T1. They'll lose In Your Dream as well. Both of these cores dead without buyback. And there's the GG well played coming out from T1. As New Esports, they'll take this first game. As the PA, Lance, how does he end it? 18-2-9. And many, many items ahead of anyone on T1.
From start to finish, really well played by New Esports. They read the movement literally at the beginning of the game before it even started. They had the 5 heroes positioned bottom. They get themselves first blood. They get themselves second blood too for their mid. So right away, they have 2 lanes that have started out excellent, and we saw that play out heavily, right? Beastmaster and Skywrath have this fantastic game because they can bully and play super aggressive versus the Spectre, while mid, Void Spirit has a great game versus Tiny, so he can match the movements that In Your Dream tries to do in that early game, and it gave them such a big advantage, right? They had, what, a 5k gold lead at the 10-minute mark or so, and then from there, it just was a continuous growth as they just picked apart T1.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in some of the
Beastmaster fits Candy Loon's style of play so perfectly. It's a great
5
initiator, it's
seconds remaining.
tanky, but then
Radiant
it's
team pick.
kind of a hybrid where Beastmaster can even do damage himself.
Yeah, like you give him a good lane, he just demolishes the entire lane.
He always has great lanes. Like, what matchup does Beastmaster struggle in? Not many.
I mean, Ursa.
Ursa is one of the heroes that he
Ursa,
hates.
Troll. But seems like every time they pick Beast, they'll be banning one of those.
Yeah, I
And
think
another one will not be picked up for some
10
reason.
seconds
Lycan
remaining.
also pretty okay against the beast.
The Lycan, I think up until
5
now, either has been
seconds
banned or
remaining.
not picked.
Has been perma banned, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think this hero, ever since Ursa come up, and then teams are finally figuring out that Bloodseeker is great against
Dire
Lycan. This
team
hero just
pick.
now assists anymore. So another very team fight intensive duel coming out from T1. You have the Winter Wyvern, the potential counter to Beastmaster, and then the team fight from Shaker. So double layer of initiation as well. Pretty solid as a duel.
Also counter to Troll. Yeah, Troll's not. Troll's
Never so
available.
slightly, I guess.
Yeah, it's a really good setup
10
though for a
seconds remaining.
Shaker.
Yeah, it's more reliable when you get your core items as well. Because this
5
Shaker goes for like
seconds
a
remaining.
blink for first item, right? So you can just blink Echo instead of having this Pango try to roll in and get Primal Roar. I think 4F didn't had a great game
Dire
last
team
game.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
another Bane.
there we go, another Bane.
Version's Bane, the
Fourth
bane of
in a
your
row.
existence.
Yep, 100%
Pick
Bane
rate.
pick rate, 100% win rate so far.
You might have jinxed it now.
Wait, actually,
No,
no.
it's not 100%
Actually, it's not
win rate,
100% win rate.
they
Yeah,
lost
the last
one
one
game.
game is
It
a
would-
droid.
It would be 33% then. Sorry, it would
66,
be 60. Sorry, my math. 33% lose rate. There
Yeah.
we go. My bad.
10 seconds
Math
It's
remaining.
a 2-1
That's
record. It's
wrong.
not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Still above 50%.
5
But it's time to
seconds
see whether
remaining.
it's going to now become 75% or if it's going to go down to 50%.
We look at a droid yesterday, and then we see this Wyvern into an Enigma pick.
Enigma, yeah.
Yeah, and I know. Oh my gosh, I know that Fora plays a pretty fair amount of Enigma as well, so we might see that coming as well. More team fight, and especially when you are one game behind, you always want to pull out this team fight intensive
Radiant
draft.
team
If you're
back.
secured going into the game.
I feel like Enigma has been the go-to pick when you want to win a game, right? It's like all the Enigma picks so far have
Radiant
been
team
wins for the teams that pick them.
Oh, Team Brazil ban.
Yeah, Timbersaw and Ricky.
Timbersaw has been banned usually first phase, but seems like they wanted to let him through and ban out other heroes for now.
Yeah, maybe they want to pick something that counters by the Team Brazil as well. Maybe some heavy strength cores or some illusion-based hero like the PL.
Oh yeah.
10
Like
seconds
Naga.
remaining.
I mean, those are heroes that Miracle's very good
5
with, and
seconds
it's new
remaining.
esports that are banning it. So we could
True.
maybe PL for Lance.
Maybe.
I think if you are T1, you want to consider grabbing the PL as well.
Yeah, PL's great against Beastmaster.
Yeah, if the PL
And
goes
the Bane
over
as
to your
well.
new esports, he's just gonna chill through your Shaker and your Wyvern.
We'll see if T1 wants to grab it for now. What else is through in the pool so far?
They went for Tusk for their third pick in the previous game.
I really think that was a respect ban for Yamate. They're
Dire
technically
team
respect
pick.
pick.
Oh, Monkey
Monkey
King.
King. So how does Monkey King fare in the meta nowadays?
I think Monkey King has been great against Beastmaster, particularly in the lane.
Yeah.
Great Ursa matchup too in lane, no?
Generally against melee heroes, Monkey King is just happy to go into the lane, and you can flex it, right? The mid.
I wouldn't even say melee matchups, but sometimes range, right? Because technically, Monkey
10
King
seconds
melee,
remaining.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely
true.
melee hero.
And it's a really
5
feels
seconds
bad
remaining.
when he gets the Wukong's command out. You can't just stand in there and Fiends grip someone. Like the monkeys would beat you to death. So it exerts a bit of zone control. And if you look at Shaker and Wyvern, they all have the same properties as well.
Yeah. Another thing is that if you look at new esports draft right now, this Beastmaster and Bane, they really want to fight in a formation. They don't want to be running around, hitting the backlines and whatnot. They want to stay
Radiant
together and
team
fight.
pick.
And
Okay.
Still the same picks.
the
Same
Wukong's command
opening.
and the Wukong's command from Monkey King is really great in that kind of fight.
Yeah. So far, new esports have been picking the same heroes. So Beastmaster, Bane, Skywrath. I think they feel really comfortable with this draft.
Considering their performance in the previous game, it almost feels like you don't need to fix these heroes. They did their
10
jobs
seconds
last game, and I
remaining.
think in particular the Skywrath probably caught T1 off guard by quite a bit.
5
Just because
seconds
who else
remaining.
is picking Skywrath as a support nowadays?
Yeah, that's true.
It's so easy to shut down because Skywrath, you are chasing that ATOS timing. And if Skyruff doesn't get a good early game as a support, you generally don't get any farm because he's really horrible in farming as well. Then you fall behind, you just don't do anything. But in the case of game 1, Yamate had an amazing game. So he was able to hit his ATOS timing, and his team and the other heroes were able to set him up for that Mystic Flare. Fiend's Grave, Primal Roar, they are all awesome abilities to make that happen. So it really makes the job of Yamate pretty easy. And now you see the Legion Commander for T1.
This is such a good value LC game. There's so many things that you can save. The press of attack is going to be so value. You talk about Atos coming up from Skyruff, but if you're able to save your teammates from that combo, what is Skyruff left? What is you left with? Nothing.
Yeah.
But isn't there a double-edged sword with this? Because duel makes you very vulnerable to the Skyrath ult.
You generally want to do like the Bane or the Skyrath, right? And if let's say you do the Skyrath and the Bane grips you, you have like the Shaker and the Wyvern to
come in with the counter initiation. Yeah. The one thing that I'm worried with new esports is that most of the time you see this more inexperienced team, I would say, to go back to the same draft that they find success with at the second time.
Yeah.
They just pick the same thing all over again. But you're up against a more experienced team that has a good adaptability and the good speed of learning as well. So I don't know if T1 is going to just let them humiliate themselves with the same draft again.
Yeah, and I think for this particular draft, right, new esports might want to look at the Kunkka ban once more. Because the Kunkka now is even better when you have this LC, this Monkey King, and new esports, they're running the same tree, the same post 3 to post 5. They add in an Ursa, which still doesn't solve any issues in terms of mobility if they have a Kunkka on T1. And we saw In Your Dreams pick Kunkka yesterday. We know how good that hero is. And against new esports current draft, it is just amazing.
Yeah, Kunkka could be really good here. And I also think Invoker once again is
Invoker is even better.
Lots of kiting for Ursa, and most of the heroes on new esports, they rely on these channeling spells, especially the Bane, and also they need to have a good mana to work with.
Yeah, it makes life for Skyruff and Bane really hard as supports. Like all he needs is like an EMP tornado, then this Bane Skyruff just can't do anything. This Ursa is like a deterrent to the Legion Commander duel, like because of the enrage and how he can fight. But T1 they plan to avoid the Ursa anyways. They just want to go for the backlines with this Legion Commander.
Yeah, we might see a tri-lane coming out from T1 mode, like even. Yeah, put the monkey against the Ursa, and then you have this Wyvern sitting behind you. You have this Ursa to come in with the double Fisher, making sure that your creep wave is always going to be in front of the tower. There's lots of ways to play against the Ursa.
So maybe new esports, look, maybe they were a bit scared of a potential PL pick. So monkey going mid, PL safe lane, Legion going into that off lane.
The thing is, T1 has the last pick, right? So now they know the Shadow Fiend is definitely going mid. They can just last pick against this. Shadow Fiend kind of does decently into Monkey King because he just raises him, but because they don't have the luxury of last pick, T1 can now answer this appropriately. And I still think the Kunkka is a decent pick because you can survive the race with a double bracer. And post 6 you just do a bit more than this Shadow Fiend. The Rum is always awesome. And Shadow Fiend generally don't want to be dual. You don't want to fight the Monkey King head on.
So what's the whole purpose of the Shadow Fiend in this game? Like, what's he supposed to accomplish now?
You just want to snowball the lane.
Snowball the lane?
Yeah, same like
how
last
does he
game.
assist the Ursa? Like, how are these two heroes going to work in tandem?
I mean, the timing comes very well together, right? You have this SF that's going to be running around with max level of raise, and after that you have your passive for the armor reduction. It allows you to team fight easier, and I think Roshan easier as well. So I think their timing just synergized together very well. And for T1, I think Puck looks like a pretty good pick here.
Puck is also decent, right?
Puck plus Monkey King, we know the coil into Wukong's command. And it's great with the kite as well whenever you get the Aghanims.
And new esports, they're just playing like it's basically the entire draft has a similar playstyle as game 1. You hit your early timing, you start running down the lanes, and you mow over T1 because if you look at last game, you have the PA and the Void Spirit, which are awesome when it comes to that. So this SF and Ursa also accomplishes the same thing. Probably the downside is that T1 now has more ways to deal with new esports lineup.
Oh, Lena is going to be the choice of T1.
So that's In Your Dreams' hero?
Yeah, they want something that's more solid against the SF on lane. And also after that, you want some kind of magic burst for it to clean up, to pair with the duo especially.
Yeah, you just do Laguna. That's free damage.
Well, looking at the two drafts, gentlemen, are you still going to stand by your predictions?
Yes,
Yes.
I am. I'm standing by T1.
I think T1 has a really solid draft. They have the mixtures of magical damage and physical damage. They have the double layer of initiation as well. Good team fight. As long as they don't get dumpstered on lane, I think they should be fine.
Yeah, unlike last game where you're relying on this Tiny and Pango, this time there are more ways to do that, right? But we just have to see because the game is ready. So we're gonna throw it over to the casters, OD Pixel and Fog. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to this one, Fog. We're getting some sort of old school matchups, right? This Lina SF in the mid lane. Even things like T1 bringing out the Miracle Monkey King, this carry Monkey King, that we really don't see that much at all, I feel, nowadays.
Yeah, it does feel like it's a bit of a thing of the past. It's kind of intriguing to see why they would. It's nothing like straight up that you see that would make you want to pick this Monkey King, right? Because you're picking it into Beastmaster.
Into
and
Beastmaster, yeah.
has talk. He has axes. You know, these things are a pretty big deterrent usually for that Monkey King. But I guess they really just want to try to like secure this lane, and they're probably going to play a tri-lane is what it looks like. Like Pelosin is probably going to be playing around that bottom lane a bit more after that first initial fissure for Forev, I believe. He's probably going to linger around the safe lane as well as mid because he has a Lina, so they can set up some kill threat as well with that.
Yeah, well, let's see how it all goes down, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ourselves into Game 2 of New Esports versus T1. Let's see if T1's able to bring it back this time round, or if New Esports is going to give us a similar level of showing as we saw in the first game.
Good morning.
Let's see if the Monkey King is able to do anything.
Yeah. So
I think it's gonna be hard for Miracle. He had a tough game last game. I don't think this was necessarily going to be any easier.
Oh, he's walking up. He's run right into DDZ. They will spot each other out. They see the little courier. They see his items as well. So I mean, they knew he was going to be bottom anyway. But yeah, they also have Ursa versus Monkey King, a matchup that I prefer to be the Ursa most of the time lately, in particular, especially because of how strong Ursa is now. Even in the past, it's like that. Those two men fighting versus each other, like Ursa can just kind of turn on the Monkey King a lot of the times.
Yeah. I mean, any sort of situation where it's 1v1 and he's got the ult ready, you know, and pops Enrage, especially if you're able to pop it in time to, you know, make sure that the Monkey King's not able to get the huge nuke with a buffed up Boundless strike. Yeah, you're just going to win the trade. You're just going to straight up kill the Monkey King first.
Yeah, it's a similar draft as well, right? Coming up from New Esports. Look at the Monkey King. He wants some couriers. Oh, he's gonna get some, I think, if he keeps going.
Is he actually?
Oh, they're pinging it. Uh-oh. They're like,
Who was pinging that? Who had eyes on that?
Gray.
I think it was Lance.
Yeah.
It was Lance, wasn't it? He knew exactly what was going to be happening.
They might have thought
but he's still trying. Miracle's going to get Lance's go.
Look.
Oh no! Lance knew, but he still was. He was the one that ended up losing his courier, as he didn't expect Miracle to still be there after initially being found out.
That's pretty funny, honestly. I mean, that's a pub thing right there. Give him a tip, yeah. You know, like he does have now he does have Primal Spring and Tree Dance, which might hurt his lane a little bit. Since he doesn't have Boundless and Jingu, it's gonna hurt quite a bit, but we'll see what he can make of it. A little surgical for himself.
They're trying to go on Candy as they went in with both the blast and the jump.
I like that.
A bit of a nuke to start the lane.
They kill the boar immediately with the double nuke there. That's actually a fantastic start. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they splinter blast each time. Going to be taking that ball right down. Like Candy's got to be careful he doesn't have too many extras to this safe lane of T1 with Miracle and Yoakum down here.
Yamata's got this range creep beating on him. Miracle trying to take out this boar constantly. Well, quickly glance at the other lane. Pelosin, he's just doing some manipulation up top. Creep manipulation, pulling behind the tower constantly. Mid. In your dream, doing a great job. Lina favored matchup. It's already starting out excellent.
He's really giving him the beat down so far. 8 for 3 against the 2 for 0. I mean, Surely, as the SF, you would hope to at least have found a few more CS than this with the first few waves with your raises, right? Or is it meant to be this tough? Or
it's a tough lane for sure. Like it's an absolutely Lina dominant matchup, but I didn't get to see how the start actually went down because he only had 2 after the first 2 waves, so a bit surprising.
Yeah, and your dream plans perfectly so far.
Yeah, it gets better for the SF.
For 1.
Yeah,
sure. When you've got a few points in the raises and you can just shove the wave back.
Yeah, and then you actually have damage to match, because if you look, Lina's 71 base damage, SF obviously 40 until he starts building up souls, but so far, very nicely done by In Your Dream. And this can set up for a lot of opportunity for Pelosin. If the Lina does start having this dominant matchup in mid, he can make rotations over and they can threaten kills. Pelosin,
he's going to go straight from TP. Stays on the map though, just TP's up the top tower, still has tangos and parity to keep himself outward.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, Yokam trying to make the pulls. They are heading over towards him. He's got the ward down, well aware of their movements, keeping himself safety.
I thought maybe 4F was going to go for that courier there. 2 of them kind of just going past. He's actually just going to nuke while he successfully get the rage kick Humo. And here's a mid-rotation. Pelosin gets the trap.
Alright,
DDZ.
That's all you need, right? Oh no, it wasn't a perfect trap though.
I thought he'd stand there. Yeah, that was weird.
I feel like if he stood there, the In Your Dream could have stepped up, dropped the combo, and they could have had a good shot at that.
Yeah,
but,
I thought he'd actually just hold his ground, but maybe he thought it was blocked anyways. Slight little mistake.
He might go again for another try. See him coming back towards mid once more, Pelosin. Let's see if he gets a bit more fortunate this time. Fisher's out, blocks perfect. This time steps forward, gets a few punches in as well onto DDZ. Nice strike array though, off the mark from In Your Dream there. The timing's not quite being played perfectly by T1 as that slip up is going to allow DDZ to continue to run back. Verifies pop. DDZ's ready to start turning underneath the tower. I mean, they get the kill, but Pelosin does die. That certainly could have been done without any casualties there from T1.
Yeah, slight little slip-ups there by them, but they still are, they're asserting that dominance over the SF, and that's really what you want to do in this early game. The Ruin, Mozan gets stunned, and then your Dream gets it inside his bottle.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, In Your Dreams. Game continues to get better as better. Pelosin's going to come in with TP, refill his bottle again. So In Your Dreams back up to pretty much the full mana if he wants to. And a few waves away from having the 6, and then obviously at that point DDZ is going to have to be very careful if he wants to step back close to mid.
Yeah, it's already a bit scary for him. I think he just has to actually jungle because they didn't spot the movements from the Earthshaker, so maybe just a bit scared. He wants to build up those souls before he walks back. Rotation now, Pelosin again. As we said, it's up to him to dictate the aggressive movements early on. Moves bottom. Gets slowed up though.
Yeah, find a good enough Fisher there to out the man. Top lane, a second time that Lance has lost his courier up top. After being the man that was very aware of the early courier snipes, 4F just finds it there again. And that is his brown boot step out of the lane. So
that's pretty big.
Continue to try and play around. Still 4F obviously struggling to find nearly as much as Lance is from the lane. He's trying for these pulls, but can't come close to the wave as Lance is ready to trade with him as this Ursa.
Yeah, I mean, Legion Commander versus Ursa, it's always been that kind of like counter matchup you have to deal with. These melee heroes versus Ursa / Monkey King. Bottom.
Quick movement from Pelosin this time. He's able to help out to get the kill. Miracle, his farm down here looking very nice. So this time round, we saw last game, the 3 lanes off to a better start for new Esports. This time, T1 are the ones that are coming out slightly on top when it comes to the overall lane outcome.
Yeah, actually picking an aggressive lane. Aggressive / defensive, right, because Wyvern provides that, but ways to push and deal with the boar with their double nukes. And Monkey King actually does something to pose a threat. Spectre, you have your dagger, sure, but you don't pose nearly of a threat, of course, compared to Monkey King.
I mean, I'm interested to see what Miracle does do with the carry Monkey King, because we've sort of fallen into a period where a lot of the carries that used to buy Battle Fury are kind of buying it again. I mean, it is Miracle, he loves his farm. Does he go Battle Fury on the Monkey King? Is that what you would do if you're going to play it as a position 1 now? Or would you hope to see something more aggressive from it?
I guess I don't really know. I haven't been seeing too much Monkey King. I still just I tend to see different players have their own thing. It's usually still just the Echo Saber because it just has it's just a fantastic build up. It gets tanky. Like there's a lot of burst damage you're playing against anyway. Provides you pretty much everything you need. So we'll see.
Both teams trying to start something, Polston trying to find a Fisher, but Yamate's in to spam them back, make sure the DDZ has the space to continue to attend to the neutrals without any interruption from the supports of T1 coming over.
Yeah, looks like they're satisfied. Candy's he's still getting plenty bottom. They know that the Ursa Lance top is going to be perfectly fine if they leave him again versus Forev. So opens up the map a little bit for Yamate and Mosin to pick and choose what they want to do. Mosin looks like he's going to be stacking for DDZ. Yamate wants to soak that experience in mid.
I try and get his sixes as soon as possible because, again, of course, a very similar lineup to what they had last game. They had that combo once they had the ults on both the Beastmaster and the Sky. Yep. Smoke from T1, they're a fan of this. We saw this sort of last game, these early smoke movements with large numbers. It's a lot of investment. They've got to kind of pay off. They do see Lance here. Fisher into the stun. Lance is going to get the chance to pop the Enrage. He's also got an Earth Shock to try and jump away. Nicely done there through the trees, making it very hard for T1 to get to him. And they can't. With that little movement, he lives. He gets away from the full 4-man rotation.
Wow, that is super nice moves there by him.
Yeah.
Ursa, I mean, the Earth Shock change is actually so crazy. Like, that 250 distance, people are probably like, oh, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's such a big difference. That's literally one of the big reasons why this hero just came back because of that.
Yeah, just avoids that entire gang.
Yep.
Back towards mid. Should get Mosin here. They'll throw out the Laguna, but in fact, with the brain sap, Mosin, he does go down. But again, it's Polison having to lose his life for the extra bit of diving that's needed to be done to get the kill. As DDZ will turn and take the life of the Shaker.
And now Miracle's actually left the bottom lane, and immediately, no hesitation by Candy. He sets up the Hawk behind the tower. His Dominator's on the way to the courier, and he wants to pressure the tower. And mid, Yamate is able to set up.
Came in. Was able to get the wraparound. DDZ was moving forward, had an Invis rune. And In Your Dream just didn't expect it to be that close and that lined up for the Riz to come in. And bottom, see if Yokam is going to live. He's stuck here deep in the trees. Oh, gives the vision for the boar to get that final bit of spitting. Takes down the Wyvern. And now, 9 minutes in, new Esports. They're taking the tier 1 tower. The trade will be made up top, though, Forever Miracle. Doing their best efforts to take this tower down. So both sides to lose their tier 1s.
And that's, I see what they want to send the Wyvern down bottom to defend, but in this type of game, when you're playing versus Beastmaster, I feel like that move by Jokum, you know you're going to die there. There's going to be a Hawk behind the tower, you're going to get dove, your team doesn't want to react to that position, so slight little misplay by him there. You know, even though he wants to, that's his job to do that, it's just the positioning is just far too difficult versus Beastmaster. So yeah, 1K lead now at the moment for New Esports. SF has, DDC's recovered after those kills, and he's rushing that Yule, so he's looking to play pretty aggressive and the spell damage build as expected, playing versus Wyvern, so kind of figured that he'd go for that spell damage kind of style.
Talking about the Wyvern, they are on the hunt. Okam showing himself there with the Splinter Blast. They know that he's in the tower, behind the tower. The Hawk's out as well as Yamate coming round, trying to cut off his escape, but it's already starting to move out with the Arctic Burn. Placement of the Hawk, though, giving good vision. Jokan cannot safely escape across the tree line. New Esports will find him. And they'll keep this bottom wave beating into this tier 2 tower as they cut it past it.
That I'm okay with, because it's a tier 2. Like, they're diving pretty far past it. You did your job, you stalled them and used the mount. Those type of deaths as the Wyvern is perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I guess at the end of the day, you got to get out somewhere and see get some levels.
I mean, obviously,
options you have.
Not the most optimal that he dies, but you're 5 position. Like it's not that big a deal. And now they're making moves elsewhere. Mid tower, they're gonna be able to get that one out of him. And look, they stalled bottom pretty nicely. Only like 600 damage was done because of the Wyvern being dove and killed.
Now he's gonna come back again. Candy has Roar available, but probably like to save it for a bigger target at this moment in time. As T1 do continue to be able to play themselves into this jungle of New Esports, shutting down the area that DDZ feels safe farming. America's constantly on the hunt from the trees. Echo Saber, pretty much done. 300 gold and they'll have it finished.
Yeah, they're playing aggressively and they placed aggressive wards down. I think that one was just taken out. Yeah, Mosin does kill that one, so they're not going to have as much vision, but good movement by T1 to at least try to constrict the map a bit, because they know that mid tower is going to get sandwiched on. See how they react to this one. Polison in a bit of a weird spot here.
Oh, there's the setup. Easily done there with the ensnare from the Troll Summoner.
Save the roar.
Sort of pseudo roar in itself there. That's all he needs to have that route to combo with Yamate.
Yeah.
Get themselves the 3 kills. Top lane, Miracle. Starting to push on to the tier 2, but just got to be careful as they back off. The Echo Saber is complete. Bottom lane, Lance, Battle Fury, just a Mithril Hammer away.
This game, the approaches of the Roar and the Fiend Script is a little bit tougher for them because we did mention, you know, they had the Pelosin playing the Tusk last game. A lot harder for him to save people as a Tusk. This game, they got Legion. So Forev, I feel like he can counter-initiate really effectively in this one. And he's going to be going for just those auras, as we do see him do pretty much every game. Bunch of different counter-initiation on T1.
Always works for just getting Miracle's game being that little bit better.
Yeah, they have so much combo on T1 too, right? If they do get a good curse, they have so much follow-up that can happen. So lots of different forms of counter-initiation and initiation really on the side of T1 this time around.
Yeah, loads of ways to keep them in the Wukong's command when it comes to stuns and holds.
Smoke coming out. Both supports, level 6.
Go for a roar here once the rest of the team is near enough by. You know, Bosun and Yamate, they're going to look to try and sweep round from the back of it all, but already Yokam being smart, keeping himself at a good distance away from the steps.
Ledge chose himself. He reveals himself bottom, killing a ward. So now they know Ursa's bottom. See what T1 does with that information. They're moving in your dream. And Miracle's just waiting.
Within your dream, they could try and take the fight here. Even if new Esports are the ones to start it off, they get the outpost back in their favor.
Just gotta watch out about this high ground in particular. The dream, SF always playing on that high ground is pretty much the most ideal for him. And DDZ, yep, he's gonna be going for that blink next. So just about that quick Yule's one-shot combo.
Yeah, that's kind of all he needs to do, you know, as long as he's playing on the map and Nurse is getting space. I think Esports is going to be quite happy. As Lance, again, he's going to be on track for a very quick Battle Fury this game. It's 1,500 gold into the Mithril Hammer, so that's going to be there again before 15-minute mark down bottom. See if they can finish Polison, starting to push him back, but instant TPs come out. So Yamate and Lance have to be a little careful. They do have TDC with them, though. So could try and fight this Miracle on the trees, but watching from the side. If they want to try and jump in, step forward with the fish, they're going to go for this. Lance, he gets the enrage off, so he will live through the duel. Echo Slam locked down into the Wukong's command. Lance cannot escape. They will end up killing the Ursa at the end of it all. Don't manage to get the duel bonus with him being quick with the enrage. See why that happened. 2 heroes die elsewhere.
Yeah, that echo is a little weird by Polison. It's a long cooldown also, and you're not really surrounded by creeps. Like, the kill was guaranteed to happen, and you weren't going to get the dual damage. That was a bit weird by him there. Kind of wasting that one there for 2 minutes. But they set up for the gank in a good positioning, but the trade actually ends up being probably a little better for new Esports as they get the 2 top and when they were set up.
No, for sure, yeah. They're pushing their lead even further, and sure, the Ursa dies, but he was able to pay it for his Battle Fury before he goes down. So straight back in the map, Lance with the Battle Fury complete.
And it forced what? It was the 3 heroes that moved bottom. All 4 bounty rooms now going to new Esports because of that movement. So a definite big benefit for them gained off of that one. Even though Lance, he stayed too far. Like, Lance literally jumped in when his 2 teammates were leaving. So.
And you're right, it definitely hurts Polison because he's getting a good timing on the Blink Dagger, but it's just the fact you have still that 80 seconds on top of it where you're not going to have the Echo. So
this would be
a lot of that
right
Blink reveal is going to be held back. Yeah, if they had Echo right now, they'd be good to go and make an amazing jump.
Exactly. He even has a smoke already prepared for it all too. So I mean, they both do. So a little bit of a mistake that could cost them. Yamate.
And they've got him. As Yamate, we'll get the Mystic Flare down onto In Your Dream, but no one else around to fight on the side of new Esports. So see if they want to get anything else off the back of killing the Sky. In the Dream going for the bots after the Yules, making sure that he has that global potential and ways to quickly get into as many situations. Back up for Rev, if Rev's finding these duels. A lot of setup on T1.
It's going to be very fragile with that one. But yeah, he'll be able to make it to pretty much every single one of them, and also be able to join that global presence for 4Ev, like those duels is, yeah, should be quite nice if he's able to do so with that. What's the item choice here by Miracle? See, he has a Mithril Hammer.
I mean, I think he might go Battle Fury. Echo Saber Battle
I
Fury.
feel like he might, right?
Because it's going to be Battle Fury or Deso, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
You're not getting Maelstrom. On top. The grip. Holliston's going to be able to help out with the Fisher, putting an end to that, but it's also sort of blocked for having a bit of a risky place. Echo, again, it's only on to DDZ. They do get the job done. DDZ does go down. Miracle still watching for the trees, but they have the vision. He's going to be brought, but the trees cut. He's being countered, and his Monkey King's in trouble. The Cold Embrace will save him for now. Yokam out of mana, and also in your tree falling low. Miracle gets the chance to put the Wukong's command, turns over with the Boundless Stroke on to Candy, but Candy's able to walk out at the Wukong. He's away. Again, it's new Esports. They've taken 3. They lose. Sure, it's the big old SF, but it's only the one hero going down. In your dream, seeing if you can find even more out off the back of this, but they've got to be careful here. Mozzen's ready to wrap back in and find a Nightmare. Miracle jumping through the trees. Will manage to keep himself at a distance, but still the struggle's being had. A lot being thrown on that SF kill again. Policies, he's only really finding these one-man echoes. He's not able to get anything bigger with them.
Oh man, Yamata actually had, now he switches it. Oh man, he could have actually gone for something more there. He had triple mango in his backpack and he was holding the fairy fire over it. So I feel like the Skywrath actually had a whole nother set of nukes that they could have probably chased forward for another kill potentially. Still a great fight for New Esports though, as I'm just nitpicking a little bit. They had good positioning. If that Echo Slam actually doesn't catch the SF there, I feel like DDZ gets his Requiem off, and then it's probably just a 4-for-0 fight. So a good positioning by New Esports and a good Echo Slam, but yeah, T1 end up losing that fight pretty hard anyway.
Yamate with the Zimbus. He's going to be there, ready with a vision for Candy to find the Raw. If they can finish off Forev. Nuke low.
The hood.
Not quite low enough. He's going to survive. Yeah, that magic resistance paying off. Safe underneath the tower. Forev will be fine. I'm actually going to move instantly into a smoke off the back of that play. See if they can strike back at New Esports when they know there's no Raw, they know there's no Mystic Flare.
Curse
see what
is
sort of a jump they can find.
For Yoakum. He had a really good curse last fight too, even though it didn't end up being too much. And oh! Quick blink on the fissure there by DDZ.
Didn't catch anyone today with that move. As time passes, Lance, he's getting all the space. Basher's done now on top of the Battle Fury.
Oh, and he gets a Pupil's Gift, some more stats too, so he can hold his ground. This is an intimidating Ursa now for you to try to set up on pretty much at all. He can definitely just look to stand toe-to-toe versus Miracle. Miracle still has not shown what item he's getting.
Yeah,
it's probably him deciding BKB or do I go greedy?
Yeah, it's got BKB or Battle Fury, right?
Yeah.
If
they
think that's right?
crush a next fight, maybe he switches back, but I think BKB is going to be pretty good because he needs to be able to just avoid all this spell damage that's going to be coming out.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't. The fights aren't still necessarily going to be that easy, right? Because they still have like the grip, the raw, things to mess with. So he has to be very careful. I'd say they're very early cursing to start things off. They're going to move into position. Forev trying to charge forward, but he gets rawed straight away. Cold Embrace can save for a little bit, but the grip's out. This Legion is just straight up dead. Now with the Nightmare set up onto In Your Dream, do they want to go for more here? Candy killing off another as Forev's found. In Your Dream surrounding Miracle, revving up the Wukong's command, but they've already lost a couple. He'll turn over towards Mosen. Lance pops the Enrage, trying to walk out of it. The Fisher holds him in a little bit. As Paulson does turn, jump forward from Miracle with the Primal Spring. He's going for Lance. Lance just turns the flashes around, and Lance gets the kill. He's over for another triple kill for Lance. As the Bear's too big with this Basher. And as we saw there, you know, we sort of talked about it at the start, Ursa versus Monkey King. As long as Ursa's in good standing with Farm, he just, you can't fight him as the Monkey King. He is going to win that war with the Fury Swipes.
They even, I mean, DDZ also made a pretty big misplay there. He jumped forward, aggressively Yuled. So he blinked forward, aggressively Yuled the Earthshaker to try to set up for the Requiem. And then the Monkey King just stuns him. They Echo Slam him and they just blow him up on the southern side of the fight before it even starts. But either way, they don't need the SF. We see the power of the rest of their lineup really coming together, in particular with Lance just being as farmed as he is. Now level 18. Looks like a repeat of the last game at least, but it's an Ursa instead of a PA.
Yeah, he's looking absolutely huge. A Pistol Blade, 500 gold away from having the full thing done.
My God, and jeez, he already was able to eviscerate the Monkey King. Now it's just has his own access tool to be able to get right on top of the Lina or the Wyvern or one of those other supports that will just get. They'll just die immediately as soon as he gets that Abyssal on them.
DDZ has the full BKB now, so will be much less of a liability in these fights at the start. Should get the chance to get his combo off bottom lane. Trying to find Yamate. Yamate turns with the rod onto Miracle. Silence and a Mystic Flare won't save him. Of course, Miracle already being able to close the gap. Slap down the Skywrath.
At least getting themselves something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they need a lot more than that though. Then 9k down still. Lance just a couple of creeps away from shipping out the Abyssal.
Mm-hmm. And look at this positioning by New. They're looking to fight even though the Skywrath's dead. They don't care.
DDZ's going for it. BKB Requiem. He's throwing everything onto Yokam.
And
That's
bottom.
the job. In the lane, they're going to get another Lance. Taking down Miracle once more. That's the money for the Abyssal Blade. Battle Fury Abyssal done at 22 minutes on Lance. He is looking a whole lot scarier than what Miracle's able to do on the Monkey King right now. This Ursa is out of control.
And it looks, I mean, it's a similar draft, so of course it's going to look a little bit similar, but look at the way that they're controlling the map and how it's them dictating the pace again and again and again. The Beastmaster just poses so much map control that they can always pick these fights, and it's always in a great place for New Esports because it's on T1's side of the map. So every time T1 respawns, they're getting out, and they already are, you know, they're already trapped on their side, desperately trying to push out these lanes, and they're just having to worry about getting hunted.
They're just having to stay in the base right now, T1. Very hard to come out. So much jumping initiation from New Esports if T1 do try and get something started. Try and clear the wave. Lance punching into the tower.
God, they're so fragile on the side of T1. Lina has 11 armor under the towers with 1,300 HP. You look at the Ursa, like 2,700. SF even has like 1,800. They're just a lot weaker in these next few team fights. They need some type of, they need some type of miracle from Miracle with some type of like godly positioning from his Wukong, but he still just doesn't pose that much of a threat with these items right now.
Yeah, the Wukong's kind of been the only thing that causes any mild issue for New Esports when it comes to the 5-on-5s.
Or a huge curse, right? If they can just get a beautiful setup with this wraparound right now that they're doing, let's say.
So they can get it. They get the jump onto DDZ, looking to blow everything already, but DDZ's going to be fine. The sleep gives him time to put the BKB. The curse comes out. He's going to waste a bit of DDZ's BKB, but the rest of the team has to run. If there's no follow-up, DDZ blows the Requiem onto In Your Dream. They take down the Wyvern as well, as In Your Dream will buy back here. An attempt to maybe turn something, but Wyvern
Miracle?
Step for 25. Miracle. Ooh, they nearly get him on the tree there. That was a little close.
That was way too scary there. They tried to go for this dream wraparound. The sleep, though, from Mosin allows DDZ to get the BKB.
There we have it. The high ground being attacked by New Esports. They'll find the tier 3. Second buyback coming into play. They need to try and find something. They can't even catch Lance, and even if they did, he still has that Aegis. They're going to start heading out straight toward the top lane, looking to take that final tier 2 off T1's half of the map, but New Esports continuing to crush it here in the second game. 17k lead at 25 minutes in. Lance, he's very, very close to getting the Reaver into the full Satanic.
Radiant's top tower.
T1's course, they're just struggling to find their next items.
Yeah, and you could kind of feel like this is almost the exact same draft from last game. They just replaced a couple heroes with some more, I would say, even more aggressive heroes than the last time around. And look at this. They're ready for the fight. They're actually looking Miracle.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps playing with fire, Miracle. Getting very close to having his tree cut down.
They picked the Monkey King into the Beastmaster, so that's going to always be a threat.
DDZ, of the BKB, is ready to start the fight here. What is T1 going to do about this? Candy comes in with a roar onto Perep. There's the curse onto DDZ. DDZ starting to get pulled down by Lance. Echo Snap follow-up. They'll kill off DDZ. But Lance, he's still full HP. He's ready for the cleanup. Double kill for the Bear. They get the Shaker. 4 dead on T1. Only Miracle left alive. He's going to try for the TP out, but they have the root. They've got the bashes. It's going to be a 3rd kill for Lance. Godlike on the Ursa as T1 getting team wiped. 26 minutes in, 20k lead. This game it's even more of a beatdown than game one, Fog.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom tower
Did you see?
is
If you
under
got to quickly bring up the damage numbers there at that last fight, by the way, 6,300 by Lance, just getting the perfect angle to even cleave off of everybody while also hitting everybody with Earth Shock. He did 6,200. The entirety of T1 and did 4,800 in that fight.
Radiant's bottom
There we
barracks
have
are
it.
under
Bottom racks are gone. Everybody dead on T1.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
See if they've got one more fight in them, but it doesn't feel like they've got the sort of the fuel in the tank to do it. No items or progression that really threatens any of the heroes on new Esports. They're just taking a second set of racks.
Are under attack.
As T1 can do nothing but just watch them fall. As new Esports will back, there's still a tier 2 to be taken up top. So a little bit of respite for T1, but it's not going to be enough by the looks of it, with a 23k difference standing still. Miracle is trying to get that Deso done on top of the BKB, but he's still very far away from it.
Won't really change much of anything in the
Yeah.
midst of all of this either. It shares some little extra damage, but they have a lot of problems coming in. If not just damage, it's everybody, right? Because the Lina also is just, in your dreams game is over. He can't commit anything. He just walks in and he's so fragile. Kind of similar with Forev. He's a walking pipe now at this point. 0, 3, and 3. Only the 18 dual damage. He just can't contribute really too much inside of the fights now after all of this.
See what New want to do for the potential finishing blow. They
Can
are
be-
grouped up.
Can be just waiting for their last items, and then, yeah, I think just get going. They have some wards coming out. They don't even need anything else, actually. They've got it all at the ready.
Yeah, this could be the knockout punch.
Your
T1.
dream?
Oh no, the jump, Candy's in! He's found Forev, brawls out onto the Legion to start things off. Forev will be saved momentarily by the corner brace, but Lance gets over to the side, he finds the Wyvern, making sure that there's no curse for this fight. Wyvern, Shaker, Legion are down. Fiend's Grip from Mosin controlling a Miracle. They'll head over.
GG.
The Lunar Blade brings them down low, but they just cannot even kill one of them, despite throwing everything onto it. As New Esports team wipe them. Game over. The series done. New Esports 2-0 against T1. And honestly, in this matchup, New Esports seem to be very far ahead in terms of ability of T1 today.
Yeah. I think from not even just from the drafting, just all of these individual plays coming together, they seem to know exactly what they wanted to do with the game, how they wanted to set the pace. And I mean, they did get given almost the same draft 2 times, so they were very comfortable at how they wanted to approach it.
That's very true. Both games, right? At Lance's farm, this man, he had a ridiculous time hitting some insane progression. This game with the Battle Fury into the Abyssal.